Thank you very much for staying with us. Let's start with the big issue that happened on Sunday, March 6, where Ghana was celebrating its 59th independence anniversary. Now, what happened was that a brochure that was shared for the visitors and all those who are thrown to the International Square had lots of mistakes in it, and Occupy Ghana has issued a 3-day ultimatum for government to provide details on the error-ridden brochure or face their wrath. According to the pressure group, it is not satisfied with the decision to just dismiss the acting director of the Information Services Department. Occupy Ghana, in a statement, claims there is more to the scandal than that Ghanaians need to be told. It also made a number of demands, including the disclosure of the identity of the company or companies that printed the brochure, and then also want to know whether a contract was entered in 3 days, or they would be taking some legal action against government. Ace Nkrumah is a legal practitioner and also a leading member of Occupy Ghana. He's joined us on the line for more on this statement that they have released. Mr. Nkrumah, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling me.
To start with, there are those who are asking that this particular issue since Sunday right up until now has been beaten and overflogged. That seems to be a position that Occupy Ghana does not share.
How can you speak about an issue being beaten and overflogged when there are critical questions that have not been answered? That is not fair to the people of Ghana whose tax money paid for the brochure and whose reputation is called into question as a result of what happened on March 6th. And so you cannot talk about the matter being overflogged until we have found everything that there is to find about the matter and the transaction. So, of course, we disagree.
And sacking or dismissing the head of the Information Services Department, at least is a step from government to pay this issue. What else is Occupy Ghana looking for?
If we are looking for minimalist approach to things or tokenism, then we think that this is enough. No. Very critical things came out. First and foremost, after the debacle was discovered, we saw a letter from the Information Services Department apologizing to the President and the people of Ghana for the errors. So, of course, we will assume that this came from the ISD. Then there was an almost instant push. But first, and then secondly, the letter was replaced because the letter was wrongly dated. It was dated 12 January, and the letter was replaced. So people started sitting up to say, what's going on here? Because you are apologizing for making a mistake, and you make a mistake in the date. Then staff of ISD started protesting, saying, we do not know about this transaction. We did not do it. We did not play any part in it. We cannot apologize for something we did not do. Now, can we simply say that simply because the gentleman has been relieved of his appointment as acting director? Look, he was not dismissed from public service. He was relieved of his appointment as director. That's the end of the matter. No. And then it comes out that the gentleman admits that even the letterhead he used was wrong. He put the letterhead together by himself and then sent it to nowhere else but the president of this country. What's this? A public servant is writing to the president and he put his own letterhead together and sent it to the president, and the copy we saw is not even signed. Then they suggested that there was something wrong. So if the ISD didn't do it, then who won this contract to do it? Which other government printer put this together? Who was responsible for the content and presentation? We need to know. Was a bid opened? Who were the people who bid? Was there a single source contract? Did we go to the procurement agency as is required by law? If not, there will be criminal sanctions. We need all of these answered. Who paid? How was it paid? In fact, there are more questions we haven't asked. The sponsoring organizations whose names appear at the bottom of the brochure. How much did they pay? How much was collected? How much was spent? How much was left? These are critical questions that the people of Ghana need answers to.
And these are details you are seeking from government. You have given them 3 working days. Is that time enough for them to be able to come up with these documents?
Well, the documents, with due respect, aren't going to come from the moon. The documents are sitting in the files of the relevant officer. He's only been relieved. It takes a phone call to him to say bring the files. and they will make the information available to us. 3 days is too long.
Okay, and my final question would be that this is not the first time Occupy Ghana has come up with such, you know, a call on government, especially to give one information or the other. Have you been able to get answers to all of those, and wouldn't this just be an addition to all that we are waiting to hear from Occupy Ghana from?
The answer is no. When we asked for the Smarties transaction and the Attorney General wrote to say it would not give it to us, we have taken the Attorney General to court. The 21 days for the Attorney General to answer expires today. Tomorrow we are going to get a hearing notice served on the Attorney General to appear in court for us to argue the case, whether or not we are entitled to that to those documents. When we asked for issues concerning resigned Minister Otinyeje and they were not forthcoming, we went to court. The matter is ripe for hearing. We are preparing to go for what is called the case management, so the hearing starts. We've been making requests to the Auditor General. The Auditor General has engaged with us. We've been talking for almost 2 years. We have reached a place where we've even received letters from the Attorney General Department asking us to hold on while they also review the matter. So there's progress. What we probably don't do is that we don't trumpet it. But we keep saying that if you keep knocking, you get an answer.
We are grateful for your time, Ace Ankuma. Thank you very much for speaking with us. He is a legal practitioner and then also a leading member of Occupy Ghana. They've given government 3 days to come up with some information they are seeking, or they will drag government to court. Meanwhile, it has emerged that the Information Services Department applied to be given the contract to print Ghana's 59th Independence Day anniversary brochure, but they were rejected without any explanation. Director of the Information Services Department Printing Press, S.K. Apia, told TV3's Akan sister station, Onua FM, on Thursday that they were asked by the sacked acting director Francis Kwarteng Arthur to submit an invoice for the production of the anniversary brochure, which they complied with but were not given the contract. He said no reason was given, adding that he cannot say it was because of the power cut to the printing department of the Information Services Department. He explained that the printing of materials for state functions, including Independence Day anniversary brochures, have been the sole responsibility of the ISD over the years until this particular year. Now, according to him, although his department has not had electricity supply for the past 8 months, they would have printed the brochure at the printing press of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, with whom they have a long-standing relationship.